is gone and hope is sure. Christ is mine forevermore.
Question, I'll read it word for word. I love Cali's 2030 vision to create more opportunities to be visible and influential in the broader PCA. What role can Cali play as a bridge between the Korean Presbyteries and the larger PCA to encourage enmeshed relationships rather than siloed structures, while recognizing the need for contextualized ministries? Great question. Thank you for whoever submitted that. Great question.
It is a great question. I want to start by taking a step back to say the perception will always be, when there's a Korean language or other language or ethnic specific group, that somehow sticks out and looks like it's an ethnic specific group. I challenge the very premise of that question, because you have to take a step back and say, wait a second, the white presbyteries are also culturally laden. There is a race, there's an ethnicity, there's a culture. But that goes unchallenged. So we say it's a Korean presbytery because Koreans are in there, but it's a regular presbytery because human beings are in there. I'm a human too. So it's important for us to recognize that. That's the first thing I want to say. That it's a white or an Anglo presbytery. It's okay to say that, because there are white and Anglo people in it. And there's a culture that's unspoken that's in there. So I think we need to start there, to say, can we recognize that culture is already a part of every presbytery? And then you can add the flavor of geographic differences, west, south, and all those things. Those are a little bit more noticeable, perhaps. But so we need to start there. I think it's important, because you can't just say, what's wrong with the Korean presbyteries? How do you get rid of them? What happens when you start speaking language, like in English? Do they disappear? It's a little more complicated. No one cares more about what the future of the Korean presbyteries are than people who are in them. Especially the Korean Americans who don't speak Korean, who are in your presbyteries. Robert's rules apparently are hard enough in English, let alone in Korean. So, I really don't know what was going on. So, trying to figure that out, I know for the future of Korean American pastors, at least in our denomination, we need to figure this out. So, we're working on it, and we're praying about it, and we need to do this together. There's no one person, no one formula.
Anyone else would like to make a remark? Lloyd?
What I'm learning more and more about our denomination is that it really is a grassroots denomination, and it's what you make of it. I think sometimes in the Korean American context we think, oh, it's all like, everything's all organized and set up out there, and we're just not a part of it. Everybody feels like that in the PCA. And those who really get engaged and involved can actually bring about huge influence. And so I guess the encouragement for Cali is to help bring some education maybe, or just some insight in terms of how do you actually get on nominating committee and see who's going to be in the, it's a very complicated system and can be intimidating. But if you sit down and you realize, oh yeah, we can, actually this room can make a huge impact in the PCA if we just do a little bit of talking together and figuring out, oh yeah, this would be important, and these are the issues. And so the encouragement really is for Cali, I guess, to say, I think there's a role that we can play to help the Korean American church to know how to be engaged and involved, and bring real influence in our denomination for the good, not just for our own interests, but really for the good of the kingdom and the advancement of it. So that's all I'll say.
Okay, let's move on. Thank you.
Rejoice now.